All right, I can't anymore. The most frustrating part of our weight loss journey is the freaking scale. The battle we have with the scale. Listen, if you step on the scale one day and you're like, okay, it's Monday, I'm starting today, and I weigh 187 pounds, and then you all week long, you bust your ass and you grind and you work really hard and you eat really well and you do all these things well, and then the next Monday you step on the scale, you go on to that demon with an expectation. Mistake number one. If you know everything that you did up until the point when you got back on the scale was right, should it matter what the scale says? No, but it does. Okay, so let's face it. You get on the scale, you were 187 pounds, and then you have this expectation, and you get on the scale, and you lost a pound. Oh my gosh, okay, well that's better than not losing anything, but I didn't lose 5 pounds like I wanted to. Okay, so you keep going. You're like, at least I'm going in the right direction. I lost a pound, okay? So now you're 186 pounds, okay? You do the same thing all week. You grind and you work hard and you whatever, and then, you get back on the scale. You lost another pound. Okay, well, I guess I'm going the right direction. And then let's say you weigh yourself after one day and you're like, I ate good all day. And then you have one thing, somebody said on one of our other YouTube videos that was on a different topic, like I weighed myself and then I ate a steak for dinner and then I wrecked all the results that I had gotten. Because you ate a steak. Now to me, currently where I'm at, that doesn't make any damn sense at all. However, I also used to be in that position where I thought that that was the truth. That if I ate one thing that in my mind I thought was not good for weight loss, or that I had been told wasn't good for me, then that was gonna ruin my weight loss success or the results that I was getting. And so you get on a scale one day and you're like, oh yeah, I've lost 2 pounds. I've lost 2 pounds. And then I get back on the scale after eating, a steak dinner. And now I'm back up 2 pounds. So I'm back to where I started. I'm 187 pounds. I just ruined everything. Ask yourself logically, do you really think that one steak made you gain 2 pounds of fat? Listen, if you take away one thing from this video, only one thing, listen to this. The scale does not lie, but it does not tell you the whole truth. Weight is weight. Mass is mass. This cup weighs whatever it weighs, no matter how much space it takes up. These things could weigh the same amount. This bowl takes up more space than this mug, right? They could weigh the same amount. Why? Why the difference? Why the difference? What makes up the mass is what matters. Your body is 70% water, okay? So if you retain a little bit of water for a day, guess what? Maybe because you ate that steak, you retain a little bit of water for a day. That doesn't mean you've gained 2 pounds of fat. That means you're retaining a little bit of extra water currently in this moment right now. That doesn't even mean, that can be gone in another day. Okay, if you weigh yourself and then you go sit in a sauna and you sweat for 40 minutes and you come out and you weigh yourself again and you weigh 2 pounds less, does that mean you lost 2 pounds of fat? No. The scale doesn't lie, but it doesn't tell you the whole truth. How do you know what kind of weight is lost or gained? Stop focusing so much on your results being dictated by the number that the scale says. It's not telling you the whole truth. The scale doesn't say, oh, you're 2 pounds up, and that's exactly 2 pounds of fat. It doesn't say, oh, you're up 2 pounds and it happens to be 2 pounds of water. Or, oh, you're up 2 pounds, that's because you haven't pooped yet today. or you're up 2 pounds and 0.2 pounds of it is fat and 1.8 pounds of it is poop. Who knows? Who knows? So stop letting the scale be the guide for what you do next. Stop letting it ruin your day, because you don't know what it's actually telling you except for what your total mass is right in that moment. You can weigh yourself, and then you can drink 24 ounces of water and then weigh yourself again, and guess what? You're gonna fucking weigh 24 ounces more. Does that mean you gained 24 ounces of extra fat, or 16 ounces and 2 pounds of fat? No, dude. No. So like, freaking pump the brakes. Throw your scale away if you need to. There's a time and a place for weighing yourself, yeah, but I'll tell you right now, it's not every day. It's not every day. And even if it's every week, hi Sarit, I'm just throwing down on the chaos of weighing ourselves and then letting it dictate our next behaviors when we have no idea what it's actually saying. And because somebody just told me they lost a little bit of weight and then they ate a steak dinner and they ruined all the results they had gotten. And I'm like, ah! No. But I did used to think this way. I did also used to think this way. So I don't blame you, but I need to bring this to light for you so that you can understand that if you know that everything that you did up until the point that you got on the scale, if you have an expectation that the number on the scale is going to go down when you step on it, listen, that means that you know you did the right thing. So what happens? Oh, you step on the scale and it doesn't say what you want it to say. So now it's like everything you just did is completely erased and doesn't even matter. Stop it with this, man. Stop. I used to think this way, and I wish somebody backhanded me and was like, you're an idiot. Maybe not. That's how I would learn. But look, I just want to bring the logic to you, okay? Because if you know you're doing the right things, all you need to do is keep doing the right things. And now, it could potentially be that you think you're doing the right things, but not all of it is right. That's because there are also several people in the weight loss and fitness and nutrition and body transformation industry who do not necessarily have your best interest in mind and will, create confusion and conflicting information and partial truths to things so that you don't really know what's going on. And then when you don't really know what's going on, you feel like you need help from that person. So our goal and our mission is to help you understand the fundamental basic logic of and the simplicity of weight loss so that you're not having to rely on the next diet or the next personal trainer or the next whatever thing that you feel like you need because you want to keep losing weight or you still want to lose weight. So remember, the scale does not lie, but it does not tell you the whole truth. So you cannot let your next actions be determined by what that number says. Callie agrees. And so if you need to, throw your scale away. If you can't help but get on the scale, get rid of it. Tell somebody in your house to hide it. Maybe you don't want to break it because at some point you need it. You do want to be able to know, did I make any progress over this month? But here's the deal. Let me share with you a couple of other ways that you can measure your progress that doesn't have anything to do with the scale, okay? And remember, you see yourself every single day. And so you do not notice changes as much as they are happening when they're happening, okay? So another way, a great way, for one, pictures. I know you don't like to take pictures of yourself because you don't like currently where you're at maybe, but do it. Because what happens down the road when you stay consistent because your mind isn't getting fucked by the scale, then you can stay consistent because you know that what you're doing is right. You know that you feel better, you feel more energized, your clothes are fitting differently. People might start making comments. People will eventually start making comments. All of these things are measurements of your progress, okay? The size of clothes that you wear is a measurable way to track your progress. The size of your clothes, okay? It's still a measurable way. Circumference measurements, a measurable way to track your progress. Just make sure you're measuring consistently every time. You can't measure like around your belly button one month and then measure like up around your ribs the next month. Like this, it's not consistent. It's not going to be an accurate measurement over time. But stop putting so much emphasis on the scale. Start using the way your clothes fit. Start using the way your body feels and how much more energy you have. Start using, are you sleeping better? Are you waking up better? Is your quality of sleep better? Are you in a better mood? Do you feel like you have more energy throughout the day before you feel like you need to take a nap or like you got hit by a train? All of these things are different ways to tell whether or not you're making progress that don't have to do with the scale. And so my encouragement to you is if, you have been imprisoned or you've imprisoned yourself by letting the scale dictate your next actions because of what it says, then you really need to either completely get rid of it, break it. Don't even just hide it from yourself. You know where you hid it. Like, you can break it, you can smash it, you can throw it away, you can do whatever. You can have somebody else in your house hide it from you really good, and then tell them to not tell you where it is until a certain date. Then weigh yourself, okay? So if you've been doing the right things for an entire month or even 2 months, look, this journey is not a 30-day journey. It's not a 2-month or 3-month journey. If you got to where you're at over an extended period of time, years, decades, tell me it's realistic for you to expect it to go away in 30 days. I'm just saying. Also note, the faster you lose it, the easier it is to get it back. So if you don't want it back, my suggestion is stop letting the scale validate you or invalidate your actions. And start focusing on, is what I'm doing for myself respectful to me or disrespectful to me? And if I loved myself, how would I treat myself? How would I talk to myself? What would I feed myself? How would I move my body? When would I go to bed? What kind of stuff would I feed my mind if I loved myself? Do those things and you can't be wrong. And let me tell you something. If it comes from Mother Nature, if it's an animal protein, if it's any other kind of protein, if it's from the earth, if it's a fruit, if it's a vegetable, if it's a grain, if it's any of those things, can it really be like bad for you? I guess the answer is yes, because there are some berries that are toxic. But for the most part, being realistic, nobody said, oh my God, I've gained 50 pounds because I ate too many fucking apples. Have you ever heard anybody say, have you ever said that? Oh my God, I gained so much weight because I ate too many carrots, and carrots have sugar in them, so I shouldn't be eating them if I want to lose weight. No. It's really difficult to overeat things that are genuinely good for us. And so I guess there's maybe multiple takeaways from this. I'm actually very curious to know what your takeaways would be. Hit me in the comments. Like, what's something that stood out to you where you're like, oh my God, I never thought about it that way. You're totally right, and I'm gonna do that. What's that thing? Put it in the comments for me so that I know what things you take away. That way we know how to make more videos that are helpful to you. But I remember being stuck in this place where I felt like, oh, if I just eat like one donut, everything's ruined. Or if I eat like, even if I eat like, a half a cup too much rice, oh, heaven forbid, a grain that came from the earth. If I eat too much of it, I thought this way. And then I thought like, oh, well, however many calories is in that, now I'm gonna have to do that much extra cardio. And you see the comparisons of like, this many calories in Oreos equates to this much cardio on the Stairmaster. Like, I don't like that for the principle of, oh, if you eat this much, you have to do this much exercise. No, because every food that we eat also, we digest differently, we process differently. Is some things our body is just not designed to process. And so you have a harder time with it, and it whacks up your hormones and it messes things up. But if it came from the earth and if it is from Mother Nature, generally speaking, that thing cannot be that bad for you. Bananas, oh my God, too much sugar. What are you eating, 13 bananas in a day? Like, you'd be shitting your brains out anyways. Or actually, maybe you wouldn't be shitting. I don't know. I'm not a nutrition expert, to be honest. But, you know, that's where Sarit comes in. But what my main point that I want to drive across is, please, 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 put less emphasis on your worth from the scale, and whether or not you're doing the right thing for yourself on the scale, because that alone does not determine the quality of actions you're taking for yourself to lose weight on this journey. All right, if you like this video, hit the like button. If somebody else has been obsessing over the scale or seems to tear themselves apart because of what they weigh from one day to the next, share this with them. They need to hear it. If you like our channel and you're not yet subscribed, subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you can be notified when we drop new videos. We're always here to share value with you, to help you to overcome what used to be our struggle of yo-yo dieting and yo-yoing our weight and our efforts up and down endlessly for years. And it is a prison. It is a prison, and nobody should be there. So let's boost your confidence. Let's get you healthier, happier, more energized, and let's make our society the best place it can be by focusing on our own personal excellence. So hopefully this video was super valuable to you. And what's the other thing? Check in the descriptions. I'll put some links below in the description for some cool stuff that we do, either we have coming up or we have for free that you can start to try, whether it's workouts or nutrition related, and we'll get you started on the right foot so you can start hearing or continue hearing, if you've been in the community for a while, ES Army, boom, let's go. We have so much that we want to give. As long as you show up and you're open to receive it, we'll change your life. Be great.